Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hello and welcome to this video. We are diving back into Kingdom of Fear by Hunter S. Thompson. The Audible player has been kind of glitchy, which I don't know if that's my computer causing it to glitch or if it's on Audible's side of the connection. So what I did is I went ahead and I backed up a little bit. We're going to have a little bit of overlay from the last one. Then we'll go into this next section. So let's get on with it.
But it is definitely worth a roll. In any case, nobody was arrested for that alleged incident. The FBI agent...
Yeah, the whole mailbox incident. Yeah, of the stories that Thompson tells, especially of his youth, I think this one is probably one of my favorites. And well, all of his little stories are good, but you know, the fact that a little kid had the forethought to ask, so
went away, the U.S. mailbox was put back up on its heavy iron legs, and we never saw that drunken swine of a substitute bus driver again.
Yep, I like how...
Would you do it again?
Okay, we'll start this next section.
That story has no moral, at least not for smart people. But it taught me many useful things that shaped my life in many fateful ways. One of them was knowing the difference between morality and wisdom.
Yes, that's one of the things that Mr. Dr. Colonel General Thompson imparts is a lot of wisdom, not necessarily morals, but wisdom.
Morality is temporary. Wisdom is permanent. Ho ho!
I like that. I've actually read. I've got a physical copy of this book that I've read several times. This is the first time listening to it, and that for some reason listening to it, that morality is temporary, wisdom is permanent, just kind of stuck out. It's kind of just boom.
Take that one to bed with you tonight. In the case of the fallen mailbox, for instance, I learned that the FBI was not unbeatable, and that is a very important lesson to learn at the age of 9 in America. Without it, I would be an entirely different man today, a product of an utterly different environment.
Yeah, learning that law enforcement has its limits is a good thing.
I would not be talking to you this way, or sitting alone at this goddamn typewriter at 4:23 a.m. with an empty drink beside me and an unlit cigarette in my mouth, and a naked woman singing Porgy and Bess on TV across the room.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
On one wall I see an 8-foot, two-handled logging saw with 200 big teeth and "Confessions of the best piece of ass in the world" scrawled in gold letters across the long rusty saw blade. At one end of it hangs a petrified elk's leg and a finely painted wooden bird from Russia that allegedly signifies peace, happiness, and prosperity for all who walk under it.
Yeah, one thing that Hunter S. Thompson got was he got prosperity, a sense of immortality too, if you think about it.
That strange-looking bird has hung there for 15 extremely active years, no doubt for sentimental reasons, and this is the first time I have thought about adding up the score. Has this graven image from ancient Russian folk art been a good influence on my life? Or a bad one?
Yeah. It's just Thompson's ability to analyze himself, his own actions, and call the good stuff good and the bad stuff bad.
Should I pass it on to my son and my grandson? Or should I take it out in the yard and execute it like a traitorous whore?
Yeah, no beating around the bush on that one.
That is the real question. Should the bird live and be worshipped for generations to come? Or should it die violently for bringing me bad luck? The ramifications of that question are intimidating. Is it wise to add up the score right now? What if I come out a loser? Ye gods, let's be careful about this. Have we wandered into dangerous territory?
Yes, have we?
Indeed. At this point in my life, I don't need a rush to judgment, whatever it is. Only a superstitious native would believe that kind of bullshit anyway.
And America is full of a bunch of superstitious idiots. Well, he said native, and well, a lot of the native people are intelligent. We have a lot of descendants of immigrants from Europe, like England, that are idiots.
Suddenly, I heard Anita screeching from the office, as if a fire had erupted somewhere on the other side of the house. Wonderful, I thought. I am a lucky man to get a break like this. Bring it on. Attack it now. I reached for a 20-pound fire extinguisher near the door, thinking finally to have some real fun. Ah, but it was not to be. Anita came rushing around the corner with a computer printout in her hands. The president is threatening to seize the Saudi Arabian oil fields if they don't help us wipe out the evil of terrorism.
Yeah, that was old Georgie boy. George II, I believe. It may have been George I, but I think it was George II.
Seize them by military force. The look on her face was stricken, as if World War IV had just started. This is insane, she wailed. We can't just go over there and invade Saudi Arabia. I put my arm around her and flipped the dial to CNN, which was showing Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld waving his cast at the camera like...
Yep, Rumsfeld. Yeah, I'm pretty sure now that's George II.
A clenched fist as he denounced the rumor as nonsense and once again threatened to track down and eliminate those irresponsible leaks to the press from somewhere in the bowels of the Pentagon. He wanted to punish somebody immediately. Of course the United States would not declare war on a close Arab ally like the Saudis. That would be insane.
Though, it is my understanding to this very day, Saudi Arabia does not have a standing military or even a defense force. And that's part of the reason why we're still over there. And one of the reasons why there's such animosity between a lot of your zealots, your Islamic zealots and stuff, with having infidels in the Holy Land. That's kind of interesting.
Not necessarily, I said. At least not until it turns into a disastrous botch and Bush gets burned at the stake in Washington. Sane is rich and powerful. Insane is wrong and poor and weak. The rich are free. The poor are put in cages.
And that is probably one of the truest things, especially in 2024 America. The rich are free and the poor are put in cages.
Res ipsa loquitur. Amen. Mahalo.
Mahalo. I've heard that before. I think I actually knew what it meant at one time, but it is what it is.
Okay, and so much for that, eh? No more of these crude hashish ravings. What if the bird says I am wrong, and have been wrong all my life? Certainly, I would not be entirely comfortable sitting here by myself and preparing once again to make terminal judgments on the President of the United States of America.
Yeah, maybe, maybe not. Looks like my camera's froze up again. I hate it when it does that. It'll be perfectly normal for a while, then one day when I'm trying to record it locks up on me. So let's edit and figure out what's going on. Okay, we are back. I think I figured out why it was locking up. The audio, the visual was locking up. The audio, not so much. I had to restart the computer and kind of debug my OBS. So let's get back into this.
On the brink of a formal war with a whole world of Muslims. No, that would make me a traitor and a dangerous security risk. A terrorist. A monster in the eyes of the law. Well, shucks. What can I say? We are coming to a big fork in the road for this country. Another ominous polarization between right and wrong.
The thing is that polarization, that's when it started. And right now, in the last, 3 election cycles? 2016, 4 election cycles. 5. 2016, 2018, 2020, 22, and now 24. Ooh, yeah, this is getting kind of hairy.
Another political mandate to decide. Which side are you on? Maybe a bumper sticker that asks, "Are you sane or insane?" I have confronted that question on a daily basis all my life.
As most people that educate themselves, that immerse themselves in what's going on in the world around them, that's a common... If you're not asking yourself if you're crazy or not, at least once a day, you're not participating in the world and in life.
As if it were just another form to fill out. And on most days, I have checked off the sane box. If only because I am not dead or in prison or miserable in my life.
And that I can attest to. That too I can relate. I've had hard times and I've had some pretty shitty times. But for the most part, I'm with Thompson on checking off the sane box.
There is no shortage of dangerous gibberish in the classrooms and courts of this nation. Weird myths and queer legends are coins of the realm in our culture, like passwords or keys to survival.
He's absolutely right there.
Not even a monster with rabies would send his child off to school with a heart full of hate for Santa Claus or Jesus or the Tooth Fairy. That would not be fair to the child. He or she would be shunned and despised like a leper by his classmates and even his teachers, and he will not come home with good report cards. He will soon turn to wearing black raincoats and making ominous jokes about pipe bombs.
Yeah, I think somebody is alluding to Columbine here. Or at least that's my take on it.
Weird behavior is natural in smart children, just as curiosity is to a kitten. I was no stranger to it myself, as a youth growing up in Kentucky. I had a keen appetite for adventure, which soon led me into a maze of complex behavioral experiments that my parents found hard to explain.
And I'm going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and call this good here. I'm going to use the other video, the video. I don't know how when it froze up. I just happened to notice it. So when you're watching this video, you may be seeing me go, and you just hear my voice. So you know, it is what it is, people. Be a good human. Be good to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?